Question number 8 from the worksheet on momentum. A block of mass 200 grams is moving at 4 meters per second. A block of mass 200 grams moving at 4 meters per second makes a direct collision with a larger block of mass 500 grams moving at 1 meters per second. On the impact, the blocks coalesce. That means they join together and form one body. Find the speed of the block after collision if the blocks were initially moving towards one another. Okay, so for part A, we're saying that the blocks are moving towards one another. So something like this. First block has a mass of 200 grams, but we have to write this in kgs because that's the SI unit. So divided by 1000, it's going to be 0.2 kgs. And let's say it's moving towards the right, we'll call U1 is equals to 4. And the mass of the other block is 0.5 kgs. And it's moving at 1 meters per second, but towards the left. So we will take this as negative later. Okay, or call it -1 here. Okay, and then when they combine, when they hit each other, the object coalesce, and we're going to consider this to be one object now, or two objects combined together. The mass would be 0.7 kgs. Now, after collision, should this body moves left in the direction of this object, or should the body move right in the direction of this object? How do we determine that? Okay, after impact, ये जो coalesced body है, ये left जाएगी या right जाएगी?
मिसिंग का मोमेंटम फाइंड करके।
हाँ, दोनों का मोमेंटम देखेंगे किसका बड़ा है। मोमेंटम होता है मास इनटू वेलोसिटी, तो इसका तो हो गया 0.8 और इसका हो गया -0.5, तो इसका मोमेंटम बड़ा है। तो आफ्टर कोलिजन इसकी डायरेक्शन लेंगे ऑब्जेक्ट, कोलेस्ड ऑब्जेक्ट, सो इट्स गोइंग टू मूव टुवर्ड्स द राइट। सो इसकी स्पीड को हम पॉजिटिव ही कहेंगे, इसकी वेलोसिटी को। सो v is x or question mark. Okay, now we're going to use the equation of conservation of momentum, which is m1 u1 plus m2 u2 is equals to m1 v1 plus m2 v2. Now, since the object has coalesced, so this is going to be considered as one body of mass m1 plus m2, and it will have a combined velocity v. Okay, so this will still be m1 u1 plus m2 u2. Okay, substitute the values. 0.2 into 4 plus 0.5 into -1 is equals to 0.7 times v. Simplify the left hand side and then divide 0.7 with it. You should get v equals 0.429 meters per second. Okay. Case B. Find the speed of the block after the collision if the blocks were initially moving in the same direction. Okay. So now we say that both the blocks were, let's say, moving towards the right. So this would be 0.2 kgs. And U1 is 4. It's moving towards the right, and so is the other object. 0.5 moving towards the right. U2 is now going to be +1. And after impact, they coalesce and form one object with a mass 0.7 kgs, and it will have a single speed and single velocity. And of course, it's also going to move towards the right because the first two masses were moving towards the right. Or the particles or the objects before the impact were both moving towards the right. So after impact, the particle or the object is going to still keep moving towards the right. Okay. So apply the equation of conservation of momentum here as well. M1 plus M2V. So 0.2 into 4 plus 0.5 into 1 is equals to 0.7 V. Solve this and you get 1.86. कोई सवाल है तो प्लीज पूछ लो. नहीं है तो नहीं. Two particles A and B have mass 3 kg and 2 kg respectively. They are moving along a straight horizontal road towards each other. Each particle is moving with a speed of 4 meters per second when they collide. If the particle coalesce during the collision to form a single particle, find the speed of the combined particle after collision. So pretty similar question as the last one. There's a 3 kg particle and then there's a 2 kg particle. Or we can see that from here as already. Okay. So 3 times 4 plus 2 times minus 4 is equals to the coalesce. So the new combined mass is going to be 5 kgs times V. And we need to establish whether it's going to be plus V or minus V, depending on the direction the coalesced body will take after collision, which depends on the momentum of both the particles before the collision. So for this one, the momentum is 12, and for this one, it's going to be 8. So that means after collision, the particle will move in the direction of the object which had the higher initial momentum. So it's going to move towards the right. So the velocity is going to stay V, not minus V. Okay, this gives V equals 0.8 meters per second. If after collision, A moves in the same direction as before collision with 0.4 meters per second speed, find the speed of B after collision. Okay, so if after collision, both one is moving right, then obviously the other one is also moving right. So they move in the same direction after collision. So M1, U1 plus M2, U2, which is negative, equals to A moves with this speed, so 3 into 0.4 plus 2 into x or v. Solve this to find the value of v, which comes out to be, call it v2. I think that would be better. Which comes out to be 1.4 meters per second. We're not doing question number 10 because it's from vectors plus momentum, and vectors is not in the syllabus of AS anymore. Question 11, 15. Particle A moves around across a smooth horizontal surface in a straight line. The particle A has a mass of 2 kg and a speed of 6. Particle B of mass 3 kg is at rest on the surface. Okay. So one of the objects is moving in a particular direction and the other one is at rest. It's not moving. Okay. So let's apply the equation for conservation of momentum. So the first mass is 2 and its speed is 6, plus the other mass is 3 and its speed is 0, equals to particle A collide with particle B. If after collision A is at rest, now A comes to rest, so 2 times 0, and B moves away, B moves away from A, find the speed of B. Okay, B moves in the opposite direction, so its velocity should be negative. So 3 times negative B. And find the value of this V. I hold on. Particle A moves across first. No, it's still moving in the same direction. I'm sorry. So if after collision A comes to rest, this one stops, and B moves in the direction of A, where A was moving earlier. So it should be plus V. It's not moving in the opposite direction. It's moving in the same direction. So this should be 2 times 6 is equals to 3 times V, which is 12 divided by 3, which is 4. If after the collision A and B move away from each other with speed V and 4V respectively, as shown in the figure, find the value. Okay, so initially we know the speed of the first particle was 12 and its mass is 2. So 2 times 6 plus mass is 3, speed is 0, is equals to, now A moves with the speed of V but in the opposite direction. So minus V plus 3 times 4V, because that's moving in the same direction towards the right. Okay, you solve this and you get the value. You get 12 is equals to 10V. V is equals to 1.2. Okay. 12 is also vectors plus momentum. We're not doing that. Let's do 13. I hope everybody has noted this down. Particle P of mass 0.5 kg is traveling with the speed of 6 meters per second on a smooth horizontal plane towards a stationary particle Q of mass m. Okay, the particles collide, and immediately after the collision, P has a speed of 0.8 and Q has a speed of 4. Given that both particles are moving in the same direction after collision, find m. So before collision, P is moving right and Q is stationary. And after collision, they're going to both move right. So there's going to be no negative velocity here. So 0.5 into 6 plus m into 0 is equals to 0.5 into 0.8 plus m into 4. Solve this for m and you should get 0.65. M is equals to 0.65 kgs. Given that instead the particles are moving in opposite direction after the collision, find m. So that means one of the particle is moving in this direction and the other one is moving in this direction after collision. So the left hand side remains the same. This is for before collision. After collision, the first one changes its direction. Earlier it was moving right, which we represented as positive velocity. Now it's moving left, so it has to be negative velocity. So the speed is now going to be the velocity is going to be negative 0.8 plus m times 4. So you have to find m from here, which gives us 0.85 kgs. Any questions?
No.
Let's do 14. We're going to have a shorter class today. I will fall asleep any second. So 2 more questions and then we're done. Okay. Each of the 2 wagons has an unloaded mass of 1200 kgs. So there's 2 wagons with a mass of 1200 kgs. One wagon carries a load of mass m kgs. Okay, one has a load on it of mass m. So the total mass of this one is going to be 1200 plus m. Okay, and the other one is unloaded. The wagons are moving towards each other on the same way, each with the speed of 3 meters per second. So they're moving towards one another. So this is moving left, this is moving right, and this speed is 3. So U1 can be 3 and U2 will be negative 3 because they're moving in the opposite directions. When they collide, immediately after collision, the loaded wagon comes to rest. So V2 becomes 0. And the speed of the unloaded wagon is 5. So this would then start to move towards the left because this one came to rest. So the other one is going to move towards the left. So it's U2 is going to be negative 5. Find the value of M. Okay. So M1, U1 plus M2, U2. This is for before collision. And then M1, V1 plus M2, V2 is for after collision. Okay, before collision, the first truck has a mass of 1200 and its velocity is 3. I pointed it towards the right, so then it's positive. One direction must be positive and the other one should be negative. Okay. Plus M2 has load on it as well, so 1200 plus M, and its velocity is in the opposite direction, so minus 3. Is equals to Mass 1 is still 1200. And now, after collision, this one comes to rest. So then this one will obviously move towards the left. So its velocity is going to be negative as well. And the loaded wagon comes to rest. So plus 1200 plus m times 0. Solve this, find the value of m. So it's going to be 3600 minus 3600 minus 3m is equals to minus 6000. That's it. Okay. So this and this gets cancelled. 6000 divided by 3 is 2000. So the answer is coming out to be m is equals to 2000 kgs, which is the correct answer. Okay. Let's do one more. Try doing this yourself. I'm going to write the question and you do it and then text me your answer. There you go. Please do this yourself.